Hey everyone. So this video is for people who are looking for a job in tech, and I'm gonna keep it very brief. So a lot of times you are told to focus on data structures, algorithms, right, and these sort of things. But you gotta ask yourself where this advice is even coming from, right? Is it actually coming from people who are working in tech? And if they are working in tech, what's their level? What do they actually do? What type of company they work for? So, to tell you the truth, if you're looking for a job in tech, okay, and this is your first job, okay, um, you don't need data structure and all that to get a job because a lot of the it's probably actually most, not a lot, most of the smaller companies, right? Most of the smaller companies don't need all that data structure and all. So, to put it very bluntly, you're wasting your time there trying to um, increase that Leetcode score because you don't need that. You need interview skills, CV, experience, um, having worked with the different tools, right? Being in a close to the company where they're trying to hire these sort of things. But trying to focus just on Leetcode makes no sense because smaller companies don't care about that. That's not how they judge you. That's not how they test you. They might say something like build this system and then use front end XHR whatever to grab the data and display it and put this dynamic search there and all that sort of stuff. These are the things that they will ask you. They might ask you some questions in the interview which are a little different than this, but the actual test, testing you on your capabilities is gonna be different. It's not they're not gonna ask you implement with this binary search. Now this is for smaller companies, and this is what you should be aiming for if you don't have too much experience anyway. So keep that in mind. Unless it's a FANG company, it's a really big company, that's fine. They might ask you data structure stuff, implement this, implement that, system design. They might do that, but for smaller companies, they won't ask you these sort of things. So keep that in mind. What they might ask you is to show them some of the things you built, how you have resolved an issue, what happens when the server goes down, what do you do when the disk is full, what are the sort of things you would do if the API is slow, should you include how much data you should include in API response, um, tell me about the project you built and the challenges you have faced. These are the things they're going to ask you, right? Or they might actually ask you if it's a language specific, they might ask you how does that particular function work? What is lazy loading? What's a join? Is join good? When would you use join? Right? These sort of things they'll ask you straight away and they will gauge your level instantly. They won't go into data structure and all that. Obviously, you need to know a little bit about the language itself, how it works. But lead code and all that is not for most people. A smaller company, you don't need that. Focus on the actual skills and tools. That's what I'll say, and projects. Obviously, if it's a bigger company, then yeah, they'll ask you how to implement this sort of search, what's a particular data structure is used for, how do you sort this, how do you arrange this data, how would you design a WhatsApp clone or something like that. They'll ask you that for bigger company, but for small companies it's more about practicality and the things that you have worked on. So keep that in mind. So small company, practical experience, bigger companies, practical experience plus data structures and all that. So keep that in mind when you're trying to get ready for a job. Good luck.